Mona Meori, Halo Kiawarana. Welcome once again to the Pacific Way, stories told by and for our people across our vast ocean. This year is the 30th anniversary for the show, and in this season, we're retelling stories of old from our archives to highlight the value of safeguarding Pacific storytelling. Coming up this week, we hear from Falakiko, a passionate fisherman all the way from Wallis Futuna. We also feature the first of a 3-part documentary series on the Social Citizenship Education program, which is promoting social inclusion, gender equality, and human rights in Pacific schools, and also expressions of the cultural heritage from the 13th Festival of Pacific Arts and Culture. But first up, in our first segment, highlighting the rich linguistic cultures of our region, let's hear the Pacific language unique to Vanuatu as shared to us by George William.
So satu language sating important lo you run lo different island masa save 2 or 3 words lo language blue. Sempre pa is I'll save say you one man place. Like a language me tap. Name ni George William ni pro Santo Pama. Language pro mi Pama. Work pro mi also one dance tutor lo one small park. Mi make ma win money lo tanis. One point we mi take part lo full up activity lo one small park. Full up festival lo potkila tahun ini. Kaya mimi take part lo plantel lo music, tanis, acting. Something when me like mas life me music. Si important tu mas lo writing music lo pislama or language from pa startal age lo beginning kasi mulol klali antas tanem. Mimi kamatuan pila family small me live at papa mo mama mo. Language to me important to mas to me from ilingkimi ko tem custom lo island to me mo is wala we communicate to wala family lo island to me. Me like to mas tam we talk lo language from poswe we want to make one joke or we want them yes me one joke about one friend to me pe em na island pa mi talk language no pa em pa no sabe. Siguro tok we language to lalo pamayana sem amal katinga inaw minim siya katifas mi like bros tamikem chok lem tu lo temo la all friend tawi mi look se lunch time pel sa stawniet ale o patram pasmo talent tok ka important pro sum language lo kone ko tem environment I think tapos we stalo island lo posista lo filay mi stay mi mix ay lo one community imi mi kat any kind island stay inside mix island stay inside one community ya tapos we install island I think pa communicate to the environment di island. One important message to me kalau imi lo pot fila tahun ikut lo imi masa kipim language plim ya I think ikut lo imi safe language plim ya lo one island na poswe you no start talk to mas language pa ating pa language mi lose so slow ko pa sta lose pal generation weli campaign pa all no talk language es ating me mo
Monatati magwagway pimando mekutan dururu Kumukupo isak maghihilo itasi Sanihan tanaw niya ulod sa papa Kinagagay kurenti Magwagway pimando Ako niya magiging Hapanui Islas Marianas. Hapanui Islas Marianas. Tatiki tutu ni tau 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 no sai nata mena panjoku ni trongo ni sekato. Tatiki tutu ni tau 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 no sai nata mena panjoku ni trongo ni sekato. Nuhur bringa masun mana teka hagama. Botanizo pali hagasa sa iguas vaina flores.
Hello from Solomon Islands. You are watching the Pacific Way. Welcome back. In the Pacific, young people continue to face serious social challenges, like low civic engagement and leadership opportunities, gender inequality, and high rates of violence against women and girls, to name a few. This next story is the first of a three-part documentary series on the Social Citizenship Education program, which is working to help address these issues by empowering young people across the Pacific to become active, informed, and responsible citizens.
I wake up in 6 o'clock in the morning and take a shower, brush my teeth, and put my uniform clothes on. And on 7th Street, I have my breakfast before I leave the house. We usually leave the island at 7:30 on a boat.
When I wake up in the morning, I said my prayers, and then I wake up and then I do some chores before I get to wash my face and then ready to go to school.
Tina and Alexia are part of over 40,000 school students in 4 Pacific Island countries, where their schooling includes sessions on learning values around gender equality, equity, and human rights. In the Pacific, young people like Tina and Alexia make up majority of the region's population. Recognizing the need to invest in values and youth-based education, where young people make up more than 50% of most Pacific nations, is critical for the future of the Pacific. Outside of family and community structures, schools are one of the most significant socializing institutions for youth and children. That's why the Pacific community, in partnership with Pacific countries, is focusing on formal school programs that tackle human rights, gender equality, and social inclusion values.
The aim is to work with schools, developing teachers' learning resources, student learning resources, based on cultural folklore within the countries that we work in, using positive expressions of the culture to develop learning resources that will start to change perceptions around discrimination, violence, violence generally in communities. The whole purpose is really to develop responsible citizenry in communities.
The Pacific, however, also has one of the highest global rates per capita for domestic violence, and the aim of this work shows that addressing these issues at a youth level will support longer-term change in our societies. The program specifically includes focused and relevant education on ending violence against women and girls and increased access to services for survivors.
If you want to really address gender inequality or gender-based violence, you really got to start from the whole basis or premise of rights with responsibilities, respect for the rights of others, responsibility towards the other, responsibility towards the environment. And so this is the gist of the program, Social Citizenship Education Program.
The Social Citizenship Education Program focuses on participatory and interactive delivery styles for training and student activities, and it takes a whole-of-school approach around 4 key strategies: curriculum, learning and training; relationships, where students, staff and the wider community are engaged in the process of cultural change; governance, where school policies and decision-making processes are improved; and fostering a positive school environment. SPC is implementing this work with Ministries of Education in Kiribati, the Republic of the Marshall Islands, Tuvalu and Vanuatu.
Social citizenship education is not a subject on its own, but it is an aspect to be incorporated into the lessons. So teachers have the existing national curriculum that they plan against, and the activities that they carry out inside the lesson context is where the aspects of social citizenship education is integrated. For example, if they're looking at how to conserve the environment for the future generation, that's where social citizenship is incorporated, where they talk about the respect of nature. It's more teaching them to care. If they can care for the environment, they can care for other people around them, and they can respect the others.
As part of this project, we also had to align curriculum and not just align, but develop new concepts and curriculum standards that deal with the concept of social citizenship education. As in the past, they were not part of our curriculum, so the team has also tried to incorporate concepts related to this topic into our curriculum framework.
In the curriculum, the ACE is integrated in moral education, healthy living in the primary schools, moral education in the secondary schools, and health and PE.
For students like Alexia, they learn about these important values through various subjects such as social studies and sciences, taught by teachers who have been specifically trained and mentored on social citizenship education, social inclusion, inclusive classrooms, traditional rights and human rights. This also supports teachers with the tools on how to address classroom bullying, stereotypes and disruptive behaviors through teaching strategies.
Pour l'enseignement de la citoyenneté sociale, j'ai intégré la leçon dans plusieurs matières, soit les sciences ou les sciences sociales. Pour le moment, on est en train d'apprendre la conjugaison et aussi on a profité d'écrire le règlement de la classe. Et aussi, j'ai intégré la citoyenneté sociale dans la conjugaison pour qu'ils puissent construire leur règlement de maison et puis aussi qu'ils puissent apprendre les valeurs qu'ils doivent avoir spécialement pour les règlements. Qu'est-ce qu'ils doivent faire? Qu'est-ce qu'ils doivent avoir pour respecter le règlement comme valeur ou la fidélité, l'honnêteté.
Et comme je suis pêcheur, ben, la vie pour moi, pêche pour moi, c'est la vie quotidienne de ma famille. Ça nourrit ma famille, ça me rapporte d'argent, ça que je pratique. Alors la pêche pour moi, c'est très très important. Je suis wallisien, mais je vis actuellement à Futuna. Je vis actuellement à Futuna depuis l'année 1977. Donc les gens, ils font que le moyen d'aller à la pêche pour avoir de quoi nourrir leur famille. Et avec les coutumes, les fêtes religieuses, toutes les fêtes qu'on fait. La pêche que je pratique actuellement, c'est souvent la pêche au large, c'est-à-dire la traîne, par l'encroche. Mais si la mer ne me permet pas de sortir, je pratique la pêche sur le platier, c'est-à-dire avec le filet, le pervier. Parce que c'est très très rare que je rentre produit. Alors là, la pêche durable, ça a beaucoup changé actuellement. On essaie d'aller sur le platier, on attrape que des petits poissons. C'est peut-être avec le changement climatique. En plus, avec les éboulements de la terre qui descendent des montagnes, qui polluent la mer, qui tuent les coraux. Je crois que c'est ça, quoi. Comme la ressource. Et puis on a remarqué que ça devient de moins en moins le poisson, parce qu'il y a beaucoup de problèmes qui arrivent dessus, quoi. Moi, étant comme vieux pêcheur, moi je sais que c'est gagne-pain pour la vie des gens à Futuna. Alors c'est que moi j'aimerais, parce que pourquoi pas mettre des TCP un peu partout. Un peu partout. Ici à Futuna, il y a pas mal au fond ici à Futuna. Il y a quoi? Il y a 300, 400 mètres. Ça, c'est des endroits à mettre les balises. Comme ça, ben, on sait que c'est sur place et ça capte le poisson sur place. Voilà. Pour ça, moi, je conseille aux jeunes qui n'arrivent pas à leur études d'essayer d'encourager à la pêche. Mais la pêche, c'est facile. Il suffit d'avoir un bateau, avoir les matériaux nécessaires. Tu sors et tu attends que le poisson monte. C'est ça que je pratique. Alors la pêche pour moi, c'est très très important. C'est pour ça que pour moi, la pêche, tant que je suis encore en forme, je pratiquerai la pêche jusqu'à la fin.
Our thanks to Falakiko from Wallis Futuna for sharing his story in our Guardians of the Pacific segment. Before we end today's episode, we are reaching back into our archives to share some stories by our former Pacific Way crew. This one is about Fijians missing their home-cooked meals and the opportunity to share and learn between their Wantoks in the Solomon Islands. Thank you for joining us this week. We look forward to sharing more of our Pacific stories in the next show. Tofa soifua, ang baweng, goodbye.
New filming assignments also mean visiting new places, meeting new people, and making new friends. Sharing their foods and respecting their unique traditions and cultures has always been part and parcel of these assignments.
salmon is not so. But,
Here, the reporter for the Pacific Way television show, Mika Longa, is teaching the women of Bulelewata in the Solomon Islands a very popular traditional Fijian dish called ika miti. Ika is fish, and miti is freshly squeezed coconut milk, which the people of Bulelewata now call miti ikana. The film crew visiting this small community in the western province of the Solomon Islands are from the Secretariat of the Pacific Community, or SPC. The crew sharing their Fijian way of cooking are welcomed by the people of Bulelewata. The decision to teach the women came about from the crew's first meal on the evening they first arrived at the village. Fish and local vegetables cooked in coconut milk. The crew discovered that the flesh of the fish they had that evening was soft due to overcooking. Discussions over dinner led to the crew to decide to teach the women of Bulelewata another way of cooking fish. Boil fish in raw coconut milk sauce with lemon, onion and vegetables. Mana, the best fisherman in the village, volunteered to dive for fish for the demonstration. He scored a big catch, some of which were traditionally cooked on stones, and these ones were handpicked for the demonstration in Bosu's kitchen.
So I've taught them to boil the water first. When it's boiling, then you put the fish in, and then I'm also teaching them how to a new dish which is common in Fiji. It's called miti, or fish in eaten with fresh coconut milk. We are waiting for the fish to be cooked and with the lemon added, and then we'll have a tasting by the ladies and the children and the men here. So the fish should be ready now. Yeah. Can you have a big dish, that one there? Okay. See what's good about this type of cooking? See the fish?
Yes.
Still hot.
Yes.
It's not smashed. Yeah? You see? So this way it's very good to eat. Cabbage, put it inside.
First time for me for looking how to cook this kind of type of cooking fish. Because me fala saben boil him no more. With water. But this, one time you put in fish, then put in water, then put in low fire. Same time. But this time no more, me looking water past time, then salt, boiling, then put in fish low him. Then out in fish, put in vegetables. So same first time low life blooming for me looking now this one.
Good.
For him good one na ya. So me fala must leave him no more this kind recipe blow fala. Must follow him good one this one. New type now.
Recipe blow Fiji?
Yeah.
So you put the fish out, you put it in. So one pot, you can put 20 things in there. Yeah. So with island cabbage, cooking don't put too much fire. Just a little bit, just to heat it up. Don't put the seeds inside because you might choke. Huh? Yeah, because once you start to like the taste of the thing, you forget about the seed. So the next thing you choke. So just train it.
This type of recipe, it is my first time to see it. I've been in 5 years in schooling and learning about many types of recipe, and this is my first time to see these types of recipe.
So this is lime, eh?
In school, we didn't learn about this.
How is it? Lovely.
Different from cooking from salmon.
Put more lemon.
Okay. Very nice. Fijian recipe him nice. So this time by me sabi cookie for family blow me also blow mana. By me every evening, morning blow him to go waka.
Because
cookie for man lo Santana ya.
Yeah. Husband blow me, you say.
Yeah, husband blow me ya, daddy ya.
Fisherman.
While the villagers were enjoying their new dish, which they now called miti ikana, the film crew tucked into Bulelawata's favorite breakfast, boiled lobster and freshly baked tapioca cake with banana filling.
Where else can you have this kind of breakfast?
For the Pacific Way filming crew, the experience of living with the people in the community had been a worthwhile one. In between the cultural exchanges, their work to document the renewable energy project had been made easier by the hospitality of the people of Bulelawata from the province of Munda in the Solomon Islands.